I just want to address a lot of things too. Especially the media came out and said, like, whoever said I was an angry guy. I mean, for number one, would you be angry? If you're losing week in and week out about 6 and 3 points. And that is one of my biggest problems. I do get upset when we lose, and it takes me a while to get over it. You know what I mean? I expect, just like anybody else, you put the work in and you want a W, but sometimes, a lot of times last year, it didn't go like that. You know what I mean? So I guess they kind of miscrewed that and thought I was just around here just angry. And don't get me wrong, I was upset from the losing we was doing, but that's just the winner in me. You know what I mean? Like that's any guy, I feel like, who plays this professional level of sports.
That's Leonard Fournette talking to the media yesterday, wearing the Batman suit that is in no way embellished. It's my God, I don't know what that was, the way that it fit him, but I was scared. I mean, really, it looks like he's wearing a Batman suit without any type of, embellishment of the physique.
Oh.
He could be Batman.
No
he
doubt.
is Batman.
Oh,
I think we just need to start calling
Leonard
him Batman.
Fournette and Batman face off. I'm taking Fournette. I mean, he's a beast. He is like, cut out and chiseled out of granite. I mean, it is unbelievable, the specimen he is. And to me, that's a great inside look of the frustrations of football at times. You could be one of the most gifted football players in the sport. You have a crap team around you or not the support system, nobody will ever know. They won't. And, that's where I think Leonard Fournette's frustrations have come. His whole life he's been this physical freak, just dominated Little League football, anything else like that. College football, dominated that when he wasn't hurt. But he's gotten to college, and the NFL, and it's been a struggle. They haven't had a quarterback, a pass game. The offensive line's been a work in progress. He's had to deal with injuries. So I understand his frustrations, but I still think he's a hell of a player.
Another guy who entered with that big splash at LSU and has been chasing to catch that level of performance since then. So what's more likely for 2020? The more likely career arc for Leonard Fournette, Devontae Freeman fizzling out after 3 or 4 years, sorry, Devontae, or Mark Ingram, an effective role player for a decade or longer?
I think it's the Mark Ingram is what I'm taking here to be more likely. First off, Leonard Fournette's just such a much bigger human than Devontae Freeman. Devontae Freeman would be one of those guys who, he was like a Mighty Mouse. He had a big punch, but he wasn't a real big guy, and I think it eventually caught up to him, and that's why he's, not on the team right now. Fournette, is like we've said, physical freaky. He's still got tremendous speed and physical ability, and I just don't see him as being that kind of guy that just fizzles out, out of nowhere here anytime soon.
Contract year for him, too. I mean, it may be that he needs another team, another environment, another opportunity to reset his career and get the most out of that Batman physique. All right, more likely to happen in New England this year with Lamar Miller agreeing to term with the Patriots, pending passing a physical, which may not be a gimme since he has a torn ACL from last August. More likely that he plays a significant role in the Patriots' backfield after missing all of last season, or that he disappears into the New England abyss a la Reggie Wayne.
I'm going to say he has a significant role. Lamar Miller, yes, didn't play last year, but 2 years ago was very impressive. I mean, he is a guy he's a home run hitter. He can, bounce it outside and take it 70 yards up the sideline. He's always been that type of player. Unfortunately, like the guy we just talked about, he's been on some teams, the Dolphins, the Houston Texans, who have had just crap offensive lines in front of him. So his stats are never going to tell you how good he is. But the fact that he knows that system, being from Billy O'Brien, and then going into New England, he'll have the jump start there. And them. They're never going to have a true bell cow. But I think he will be a part of that rotation and have a serious role this year.
He has a pair of 97-yard runs in his career, which puts him in 2 spots of a 4-way tie for the 4th longest run in league history. He's there twice.
That just tells you
97-yard runs a couple of years.
It tells you
apart
what kind of
two
freak
different
he
teams,
is.
Miami and Houston.
Right.
Well, and if he's healthy, who knows what he can do for New England? And it's going to be another one of those situations where we say Bill Belichick, the genius, at it again. A guy who's just out there waiting to be signed, and Belichick does it. All right. Darius Slay, a guy who had played for a Belichick lieutenant, Matt Patricia, in Detroit, traded to Philadelphia, had some opinions about Matt Patricia. Here is some of what Slay had to say.
What I love about this team, man, is that you can see that everybody's themselves. They're not in no shell. They can't do this, can't do that. It's basically kind of feeling like you're being treated as grown men, and I like the aspect of that, man. It's just the grown man treatment and the ability to be yourself and not be something that you're not, and they let you do that here, and that's why I think we're gonna have a lot of fun, and it's gonna be just the gang up and come back fun again.
Look, here's the bottom line. Here's what I think happened in Detroit. I think that when Matt Patricia got there, he tried to do the Bill Belichick giving hard coaching to Tom Brady to Darius Slay right out of the gates.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work.
Yeah.
And again, these guys who work with Bill Belichick say, I'm not going to be like him, but when you've been with him for 15 years, it creeps in by osmosis. You don't realize that you're being like him, and it just blew up that relationship, and that's why it fell apart. So now with Slay, who arrived for only a third-round pick and a fifth-round pick, part of the Eagles' defense, more likely that Philly is a top 10 defense with Slay, or the Lions improve to a top 15 defense without Slay.
Ooh. I can't say the Lions are going to be a top 15 defense. I can't, throw my name on that. I got to see some proof in that pudding. So I'm certainly not going with that door. The Lions were the 31st defense in football last year. So I got question marks still about what they've done, and they've certainly improved their defensive roster. But the Eagles are a team where I go, they're part of those handful of teams. I think we agree to go, man, if they could stay healthy, watch out for them this year. The defense, yes, with Darius Slay, Malik Jackson, we forget he was hurt last year. Derek Barnett got hurt last year. They had a number of issues that plagued them throughout the year, and yeah, I think they're going to be a much more of a force on the defensive side of the ball this year than we saw, the previous 2 years. Fletcher Cox was banged up a lot of the year last year, so they never were really at their best.
Let me just say this, though. For the Lions, the possibility of the old addition by subtraction. If you had a guy for the last 2 years who didn't want to be there, who was undermining the coaching staff at every opportunity because he felt disrespected from the get-go and the new coaching staff didn't handle it well, sometimes moving that presence off of your roster,
agreed, Mike,
even if it takes away a very competent player, makes your team better.
Agreed, 100% about that. I'm just not willing to say I think the Lions defense will be better and that they've set up more of a culture that fits the way Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn, deem necessary to win football games. That's why we saw an influx of New England guys sign there this year. They were probably like, damn, we're sick of some of these guys who can't take tough coaching, who were kind of pampered with other coaches before us and, had the red carpet treatment. That crap doesn't go down in New England. It's not for everybody. So they got more of their guys in there to instill that culture. We'll see where it goes. I do think they'll be a better defense. I just can't throw them in the top 15 until I see a little play first.
All right, quick break. When we return, Jason Witten has jokes about something that Chris Simms used to think was not very funny at all. More PFT Live right after this.
I'm intrigued.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.